Have you ever said, "Today is going perfectly, everything is on track," only to feel like all your plans fell apart just a few minutes later? You know, that moment when it feels like nothing could possibly go wrong. That's exactly when Murphy steps in. So, what are these Murphy's Laws? Murphy's Laws suggest that life's unexpected twists and turns operate like a kind of law of nature. Essentially, during those moments when everything seems to be going smoothly, even the smallest hiccup can throw the entire system into chaos. While this law often appears in funny and absurd situations, it also reflects those moments in life that are beyond human control. But why is it that if everything has the potential to go wrong, it inevitably does? Let's dive into this question together and explore the peculiar rules of life known as Murphy's Laws. The origins of Murphy's Laws date back to the late 1940s. Edward A. Murphy Jr., an engineer working for the U.S. Air Force, often had to deal with recurring mistakes. During one test, a technician incorrectly connected a sensor, and this small error caused the entire experiment to fail. Murphy summed up the situation as follows: "If there's a way to do it wrong, someone will surely find it." Initially, this statement was only known within the engineering community. However, over time, it became so popular that people began using it to explain all kinds of mishaps in everyday life. Today, this law serves as a reminder that we live in a world where anything, from the simplest mistake to the largest disaster, can go wrong, becoming almost an integral part of life itself. Murphy's Laws are not just a theory. In one way or another, we all successfully experience these laws in our daily lives, albeit unintentionally, because everything going wrong has in fact become a part of life. Let's take a look at how these laws manifest in our everyday experiences. For example, we've all been stuck at a traffic light. Especially when you're in a hurry, you'll undoubtedly hit the longest red light. All you wanted was for the light to turn green a few seconds earlier. But no, at that moment, it feels as if the entire traffic system is conspiring against you. Another classic example of Murphy's Laws is the queue-hopping dilemma while shopping. Imagine you've gone to a large supermarket and carefully prepared your shopping list. Everything seems to be going smoothly until you reach the checkout. The cashier at the line you choose turns out to be the slowest one working. After a while, it feels like you're spending years of your life just waiting for that line to move. And here's the funniest part. Just as Murphy's Laws predict, right at that moment, the line next to you suddenly starts moving faster, but you can't take a single step from where you're standing. While the customer in the other line seems to progress swiftly, the moment you decide to switch, their credit card mysteriously stops working. In the end, you go back and find yourself stuck in the slowest line once again. This is Murphy's Law. Whenever you try to speed things up, everything somehow slows down even more. Something as simple as shopping can suddenly become the most complicated task at that moment. Did you know that Murphy's Laws are not just about bad luck or fate? In fact, many of these events can often be explained through mathematical principles. The everything goes wrong rule of Murphy's Laws is fundamentally based on scientific concepts like probability theory and the law of large numbers. The situations described in Murphy's Laws often seem to involve events with low probability. However, through repeated occurrences, these events become inevitable. For instance, imagine an electronic device with a 1% chance of malfunctioning. Initially, this seems like a very low probability, but as you continue using the same device for years, this 1% likelihood accumulates over time, eventually turning into a much higher probability. After a few years, the chance of that device malfunctioning or breaking down approaches nearly 100%. The reason lies in the fact that as repeated trials follow one another, low probabilities begin to accumulate, leading to unexpected outcomes. This explains how Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong, works. No matter how low the probability, the more an event is repeated, the higher the likelihood of it eventually occurring. The law of large numbers states that statistically, when a large number of trials are conducted, even rare events will inevitably happen at some point. In other words, with enough repetitions, even events with very small probabilities become unavoidable. For example, in a coin toss experiment, the probability of landing heads or tails is always 50%. However, if you toss the coin 1,000 times, there will be trials resulting in heads and others in tails. As the number of trials increases, the proportion of each outcome will tend to balance out. Nevertheless, slight deviations occur in every trial, and these deviations can ultimately lead to something going wrong, just as Murphy's laws predict. This principle explains why Murphy's laws are so relevant. With every repeated trial, even low-probability events will eventually materialize. So, is it possible to change these situations? Perhaps not. Escaping the misfortunes brought by Murphy's laws is often impossible. However, viewing these occurrences as a matter of probability can help us see them not as bad luck, but as a way to understand the universe's unexpected nature. After all, while everything may seem to go wrong at times, recognizing this as a universal rule can, in a way, be comforting. The chaos of life carries meaning even in moments when Murphy's laws are at work. Because remember, everything going wrong actually contains a kind of balance. Yes, when a piece of toast falls to the floor, it often lands butter side down. But perhaps on the next attempt, you'll place your toast perfectly. Or maybe, amidst everything going wrong, you'll encounter life's unexpected surprises. In the end, nothing in this world is certain, and perhaps the best course of action is to smile, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Murphy's laws are not just about bad luck. They're a reminder that life is full of surprises, and at times, an invitation to smile. If something can go wrong, it will. But isn't that just a part of life? A moment when everything goes wrong might just turn out to be the most beautiful moment of all. If you found this content interesting, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We will continue to dive into unusual topics like Murphy's laws, mysterious events, and scientific perspectives on the intriguing situations we encounter in everyday life. Subscribing is important so you don't miss out on videos like these. Also, if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like really means a lot. Not only will you help our channel grow, but you'll also encourage us to provide more interesting content for you. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. It will be great to hear your opinions and discuss these topics with you.